Hello, everyone. What's going on? I wonder why my camera stuff is on the right. Nevertheless, we're here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What it do? Hey, how are you all doing? How are you all doing? I got my notes. We up in this joint. Give me 1 second. It should come up. Whenever it say live, just click on it. Just keep hitting refresh. Hello. How are y'all doing today? What's up? I got my notes today. Okay. I got my notes. I got my talking points. I got a few things set up. I am ready. Okay. I am ready. Okay. So we are about to talk about my favorite topic, which is launching. Okay. I love talking about launching. It is my favorite thing. I absolutely love it. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to take a moment to introduce myself for those who may not know who I am. So if you can hear me, just put a number 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, just put a number 1 in the chat. All right. I want to make sure everyone here can hear me. I just sent out my text message to my people. And going from there. Let's see. We got some 1s. Okay, great. Great. Our people are coming on in. Cool beans. Also, my husband will be supporting me on this live stream. So if you see him posting comments, anything related to what we're talking about, if you see him redoing, sharing a resource or referencing a link or asking you to clarify, whatever the case may be, my husband is here to help me with that. Also, I'm going to introduce myself and then we're going to dive into today's topic. So my name is Audria Richmond. I'm a marketing and launch strategist. I work directly with my clients to teach them how to build uncloned brands and launch profitable marketing campaigns. And so when I talk about we help our clients with marketing campaigns, what I'm essentially talking about is we help our clients launch. Okay. I am coming up on my 80th launch. I've done 79 launches. Okay. Ranging from $0 all the way up to multi 6 figures. Okay. So I know a thing or two when it comes to launching. I wrote a book on it. I have developed an entire planner system around it. I've created products around it. We have membership sites around it. My marketing campaigns have been featured in Forbes before. So you are in the right place. Okay. So when I talk about this launching thing today, I don't want y'all to think that I'm just talking out the side of my head, right? I actually have tons of experience with launching, and I'm a person who has built my audience off of launching, not content. Big difference. Big difference. And this is no shade to those who spend more time creating content, but whenever I want to grow my audience, whenever I want to generate revenue, whenever I want to make sales, I launch. My second way of generating revenue is we do live streams. I love live streams. This is probably the type of content. If I had to choose between what type of content I like doing, I love live streaming because it gives me an opportunity to talk to you, to communicate with you, to answer any questions, all the things. All right. If you are interested in my book, you can find it at uncloned.shop if you want to check out my books. If you want access to the launch planner that I just shown, you can join our UnCloned Launch Circle and we ship it to you in the mail. So you join our UnCloned Launch Circle and we ship it to you in the mail. So if you're interested in joining the UnCloned Launch Circle, you can type in ULC in the chat and my little messenger bot should send you a message. Let me know if that works. Matter of fact, let's test this out. If you're interested in learning more about the UnCloned Launch Circle, you want to join, you're interested in it, it's $197 a month. If you're interested in joining, you can type in ULC in the comments below, and my bot, my little mini chat bot, should send you a message. So let me know if that worked. Okay? Let me know if that worked. We're about to get geeky. We're about to have a lot of fun on this live stream. All right? So, what I want to talk about today. Before we get into this, I do want to talk about what is a launch. Because oftentimes, I'm testing the bot. How many of y'all like already in the launch circle, you just testing the bot? Just put me in the chat. Is it working? It worked? Perfect. Now, I set that up before I came to this live stream. Okay? I set that up before I came to this live stream. All right? And look, don't be doing all the testing. Get into the situation, okay? Get in where you fit in, baby. So, one more thing before we get going. If you don't mind, can you share this live stream with a few people that you think will benefit from today's conversation? Today, we're going to be talking about the things that you must do, right, before you launch, okay? I want to talk about 4 things that you should have in place, 4 things that you should know, 4 things that you should prioritize if you want to launch, if you want to have a successful launch. And I'm gonna tell you what people nail and where they fail. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what people nail and what they fail. That's what we're gonna be talking about. All right. Make sure I got all my notes. And y'all want me to give you a little hack real quick? Y'all look. Y'all my people. I have so many ideas. I have about 10 to 15 engagement strategies on how you can take your Instagram lives to a whole nother level. Okay, I'm still working on it, and I'm trying to decide how I want to present it to you all, or if I sell it for something very inexpensive. I don't know. We're gonna see what it is, but I do want to share one of the tips with you. I made a mini chat keyword master list. Okay. I made a mini chat keyword master list. What are you talking about? Well, depending on what you're talking about, you're going to have multiple keywords. And so you might have a keyword to have people book a call with you. You might have a keyword to have people join your Facebook group. You might have a keyword for someone to buy your product or attend your event. You may have a keyword to do something, right? You can get creative around the call to actions that you want people to take place. But just keep in mind that, you know, when you're on Instagram Live, these are your most engaged people. These are your most engaged people. These are people who are stopped doing what they're doing to attend this live stream. These are your most active, most engaged audience. So when they're here, you want to incentivize those people who took the time to come to your live stream. That's just a side tip. That's not even what we're about to discuss. I just want to put that out there so you all can know. All right. So let's get into it. Let's first describe what is a launch based on my definition. Okay. This is my definition. Okay. Launching is about presenting your offer via a creative launch style. A launch style, the way we call it in our organization, and I'm also getting this trademark. So launch style TM, it's in the process of being trademarked. But launching is about presenting your offer in a creative vehicle to tell people about it. If you got it, just put got it in the chat. If you didn't get it, I'm going to run it back for you. We're going to talk about what a launch style is, but I need you to understand that first part. If you don't get that, you're not going to get none we're talking about today. All right? So what does it mean to launch? This is my definition. When I say, are you launching? Are you putting your offers out there? Are you putting something out there? What are we talking about? I am talking about launching is about presenting your offer in a creative way. Okay, in a creative launch style, aka marketing events, right? It is launch style. That's how we make reference to it in our organization. The next thing I want to say this: A lot of times you all say, I'm launching, girl. I'm always launching. Well, your launch didn't have no start date or no end date, boo-boo. That's a launch. So if you're always selling every single day, 24/7, that's an evergreen offer. If you're launching, your launch has a start and an end date. Got it? Just got it in the chat. All right. And if you're watching this on the replay, type replay in the comments below this video, wherever you may be watching it. Right now, the reason that I love launching is because you get to know in real time, did it work? How many of you all are sick of like showing up, creating all this content, doing all the things, and you don't know if at the conclusion of all this work, did it work, right? How many of you all would like to say, okay, I'm going to launch on this day and this time, and when I get to the end of this week, I'm gonna know if I made some money. I'm gonna know if this worked. How many of you all would like that better? Just put yes in the chat, right? Because I know for me, I love launching because I know I'm going to pick a date on the calendar. I'm going to launch. I'm going to do all my promo and my marketing, boom, 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 boom. And then I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to get the data and I'm going to look at the data. And the data is going to tell me that shit sucked or you need to do it again. Or you killed it. That's what I'm going to get. Okay? Like, that's what it's going to tell me. It's going to tell me it sucked, that I need to do it again, or I killed it. I hit my goals, right? So that's why we launch, because it has a start and end date. See, oftentimes you all are selling things 365 all the time, no incentive, no creative way of drawing in attention, and you wonder why people aren't buying your products and services. You have not engaged people in a way that's attractive, that's fun and exciting to get them to be like, oh, I need this, right? So you want to make sure that before you launch, that you understand 4 things. And we're going to go over those 4 things. So we already talked about what is a launch. I'm going to run it back one more time for those who may just be getting on. Launching is about presenting your offer via creative launch styles, aka marketing events. Most launches have a start and end date. Okay, so since we have established that, let's talk about what is a launch style. Okay, what is a launch style? Number 1, I'm getting it trademarked. So don't be on here, because I got to look. Let me be honest. Can I be honest with y'all for a few seconds? I be having my little marketing gurus. They sneak into my live streams. They don't come in. They don't say hey. They don't say anything. They act like I didn't see them. Literally, Instagram tell you, such and such just joined your live. Such and such just joined your live. So it's a lot of people who claim to be marketing gurus who come on my live so they can reteach on their lives. I get it. But if I ever hear you say launch style, I'm coming for you because it's in the process of being trademarked. Okay? You can stay and have a good time. I'm not going to kick you out. Just don't steal none of my IP. Okay? Got it. So let's talk about what is a launch style. Okay? Launch styles are marketing events you use to attract leads, customers to your products and services. The launch style you choose will be determined by your launch offer, your sales goal, and your audience size. Let me repeat that. Okay? What is a launch style? Launch styles are marketing events you use to attract leads and customers to your products and services. The launch style that you choose will be determined by your launch offer, your sales goals, and your audience size. Okay? Just want to make it clear. Exactly. My IP attorney don't play. So here we go. So we've already established what is a launch. A launch is a marketing. Let me repeat it one more time for y'all. Okay. Launching is about presenting your offer via creative launch styles, marketing events. Most launches have a start and end date. Boom. Then you hit it with the launch styles. Launch styles are marketing events you use to attract leads and customers to your products and services. The launch style that you choose, okay, will be determined by your launch offer, your launch goals, and your audience size. Got it? Just got it in the chat. If you got it, put got it in the chat. Okay. Now, before we get into this, I want to go over 4 things. Okay. Like 4 things. Before we get into this, I want to tell you a little story. Okay. If I can tell you a story, just put story in the chat. Okay. If I can tell you a story, just put story in the chat. Now, I'm going to take you way back to 2014. I'm gonna call this the I'm tired of being broke, Audria. I'm tired of being broke. Okay, I'm gonna go back to 2014. Okay, in 2014, I invested in a course, and I started to take my business online. If you're familiar with me, you've probably heard this story, but I'm gonna tell it a little bit different today. All right, and so I came online because I was sick of trying to market in my city. How many of you all feel like that? Like, damn, I'm sick of trying to get people in my hometown to see me, work with me. You know, I'm sick of that. I really need to get new eyeballs on me. And so for me, I was a professional photographer in Memphis. I was a professional graphic designer. I was pretty much that girl that did photos and all the things. My husband and I had a juicing business called Juice Me Baby. And we also had a magazine called Love New Art. Okay. So your girl was wearing many hats, doing all the things. And so at some point in that process, I got sick and tired of being broke. I'm talking about sick and tired. Like, I'm talking about so damn broke that you got to put the most cheapest thing on payment plan. If you know what I'm saying, just put yes in the chat, okay? And I got sick of going places and having to shop in the clearance rack. I got sick of going places and having to, I got sick of having to ask my rent people, can I get an extension? I got sick of asking my friends to help me pay my damn cell phone bill. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being really broke, okay? And so I really hated being broke. I don't think nobody wakes up and say, today is going to be a broke day. Like, nobody does that, right? Like, nobody wakes up and say, hey, I would love to be broke today. I would love to not afford the food I want to eat. I would love to not go on the trips I want to go on. I would love to not get clients today. Like, nobody wakes up saying that. Right? So that's where I was in my business. I was like, man, I'm sick of being broke. I'm sick of this shit. I am sick of this. Okay? Some got to change. So what do you do when you're ready for change? Well, for me, I started moving in a different direction. Okay? I was like, man, I need to do something. So where do we all go? We go to YouTube. I went to YouTube and I was like, how to make money. And how to get clients, how to get better clients, how to get clients who will pay a rate. Like, I was typing in all of these things, right? And so I came across a online person who is fairly known. I will not mention that person's name, mainly because, they ain't giving me I'm not their influencer, so I'm not going to promote them. But anyway, I came across their content online, and they had a program. I signed up for the program. And when I signed up for the program, I barely could afford the program. Okay, barely, because somebody put barely in the chat. Okay, the program was $2,000. They had a payment plan of 4 payments. I was able to make the first payment. And at this time, when I made this first payment, I really was like, damn, I don't know how this person gonna get the rest of this money. I don't know how she gonna get the rest of this money, but Sis had a payment plan. I bet it on myself. I bet it on my life. My husband, when me and Calvin was living in Memphis, he was like, baby, you do know that, like, what you just paid is equivalent to what our rent is. And I'm like, yeah, man, I know. So I'm like, let's bet it. Let's bet. Let's see if this gonna work, right? And so during that time, I'm reading books. I'm learning about, this online marketing space. All of this stuff is fascinating to me. I'm like, I don't know what an opt-in page is. I don't know what an email list is. I don't know. Hell, at the time, I didn't know what a launch was. I didn't know what online community was. I didn't know what a funnel was. I didn't know shit. I just knew I had a skill, right? I was a professional graphic designer and a professional photographer. And so I knew I had skills. I just didn't know how to monetize those skills. Just put me in the chat if you feel like that. Like, damn, I got these fire ass skills and I don't know how to make money from it, right? So that's pretty much what it was for me, right? And so I'm in the Facebook group because, you know, some programs come with a Facebook group, some programs don't come with a Facebook group. And so I'm in this Facebook group and like everybody is like, oh, I just made 6 figures. I just made 100,000. Oh yeah, me, I just had a 6-figure lunch. Oh, I just had a $40,000 lunch. Oh, I just had a $20,000 lunch. I had a 10. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers lying. Like, how many of y'all have heard some people make these big money claims and you lying? Your ass is lying, right? Y'all are lying. Ain't no way you made that kind of money. Okay? I can barely pay my bills. Okay? Look at me reflect, like, what they call it, deflecting or reflect. I don't know what the fuck. I think it's deflecting. But anyway, I'm over here thinking to myself, like, I can barely pay my rent. And y'all talking about y'all made 6 figures? Somebody lying. So I decided to put together this 15-minute training. It's called 10 Steps to Launching a Premium Brand. Let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. Because, you know, if people online, they be lying their ass off. So I'm not a liar. So I'm going to pull up this video. I was actually watching it with my hairstylist the other day. And me and her were just cracking up because I was so terrified to do this video. And I was like, I'm going to do it. And like, you can hear my voice and it was like, hello, this is Audria Richmond, your visual branding stylist. Like, this shit was wild. So let me pull it up. I still got the video. All right, let's see. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah, let's see. Look. I'm gonna show y'all if y'all ain't gonna come for me. Just say you're not gonna come for me. I'm gonna show you, but you better not come for me. If you check me, and for all y'all don't know what checking, some people call it joning or clowning. But if y'all check me, I'm flipping the camera back around. I'm gonna play a few seconds of this so y'all can see my first premiere online. All right. All right. So let me hit play. All right. Can y'all see this? Here we go. Here's my video. Welcome to 10 Steps to Launching a Premium Brand. My name is Audria Richmond, and I am your visual branding stylist, here to help you look good and make money. I'm so glad that you have accepted my invitation to join me for this free training. I would like to take this time to say thank you. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you are spending your precious time with me. In this free video training, you will discover what a premium brand really is. So, I put this video up online, right? I put this video online and I'm like, all right, let me try this out. They said, you know, make a video introducing yourself and all the things. So I put together this video and everybody talks about like, what they say, you know, survey your audience. How many of y'all have heard that before? Survey your audience so you know what to sell them, right? This all gonna make sense, okay? Like they're like, oh, survey your audience. Survey your audience. So I get ready and I say, okay, well, I don't have an audience. I'm trying to build a brand new audience. How many of y'all are like that? Because I hear some of you all and y'all say, hey, I'm finna dump my audience. I'm finna delete my Instagram page. I'm finna da-da-da. Like, I want a new person, right? Like, I want new people to see me. And for me, that's how I was when I was trying to transition out of Memphis. I didn't want any Memphis people to buy my stuff, you know? Not because I don't love my people or I didn't want to fool with people in Memphis, but I really needed new energy, new space, new people, new information, new vibes, new everything. Because at the time, I was tired of being broke, and like the people I was around, they weren't trying to invest in courses. They weren't trying to read books. When I told them about the shit that I was investing in, they was like, sis, you crazy. That's too much money. Why are you spending money on that? Can't you learn that on Instagram? Can't you do not Instagram? Can't you learn that on YouTube? Why are you buying that? That's a lot of money. So it's hard to elevate when you're in a community that's like, you fucking crazy. Are y'all getting what I'm putting down? Just put yes in the chat. It's hard to elevate when you're in a community of people who are like, you're doing too damn much. Like, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. So when you're around those type of people and you're trying to spend money and they're saying, don't spend the money, you saying, I got to do this, and they're saying, you ain't got to do this, you're conflicted. Especially if it's where you're born and raised, right? So anyway, I put this video out because I call myself surveying my audience. And so I'm surveying my audience, the audience I didn't have, by the way. And so my thought process was, I am going to create this video, and the topic I chose was branding, obviously graphic designer. And for some reason, when I came online, everybody had raggedy graphics. I was like, what is this? Right? Everybody had bad photos, so you can tell straight out the gate, I always had really nice slides. I always had really nice photos. I value branding. So that's why all of our stuff look aesthetically appealing, because that's a value system for us, right? And so when I came online, everybody had like ugly websites, and like the people who did have banging websites were like millionaires, and like all the people who were on the come up, they didn't really know how to utilize a lot of this online marketing technology. And I'm a techie, right? And so I'm learning all of the things. I put together this video. I put the video online. And when I put the video online, I literally didn't sell nothing. At the end of the video, I got to the end of the video and I said, hey, if you made it this far in the video, book a call with me. And so I started getting on the phone with people and talking to people on the phone. And I would just get on the phone and be like, hey, when it comes to building your brand, blah, blah, what are you struggling with, right? What are some of the things you want to do? They would tell me, hang up the call, get off the phone. Like, get on the call, hang up the phone. Get on the call, hang up the phone. Get on the call, so on and so forth, right? Until I came across one person who lived in Singapore, and she was like, hey, how do I work with you? So, y'all, where's my book bag? Are you ready for the yes? I can't, I don't, my husband, he's going to find it for me. But my first book is called Are You Ready for the Yes? And I'm really, really, really big on preparation, right? Really big on preparation. But at this time in my story, I wasn't prepared. Here I had someone who wanted to give me money, and I did not have an offer. Now, this is the part where you want to pull out your notebook and start taking notes. This is the part where I'm going to stop in the story to illustrate my points here today. So I wrote a book called Are You Ready for the Yes? It's called How to Prep Your Personal Brand for Lucrative Opportunities. And this book was written after I started making money online. Once I started making money online and I was able to build my brand and start to build up a new audience and people getting to know me in these new cities and so on and so forth, I wrote a book because I realized that I didn't want other people to be unprepared for their yes. That's why this book exists. That's why it's the title of the book. It's called Are You Ready for the Yes? How to Prep Your Personal Brand for Lucrative Opportunities. So one of the reasons I wrote the book is because I got sick and tired of meeting people who weren't prepared. Like you come across an opportunity, you're not prepared. So I'm on the phone with her and she's like, hey, I want to work with you. How do I work with you? I had nothing to sell this lady. Nothing. I had nothing to sell her. I just was doing what they was telling me, which was surveying my audience. And so I'm like, dang, I don't have nothing to sell this lady. I told her, give me to the weekend. And I created 2 offers. One was for a 1-year group coaching, a 1-year one-on-one coaching package. And another one's for a coaching and branding package. Well, package A was for $5,000. Package B was for $10,000. She looked at the package and she said, oh, these are great rates. Now let me give you context. Okay. Let me give you context. Now, I was charging high ticket. That's what people call it today. I was charging that in 2014. So I'm not new to high ticket. I'm not new to people breaking bread with me, right? But at the time, when I introduced her to these packages, she said, oh, those are good rates. Those are good rates. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I can barely get people in Memphis to pay $100 for a logo. Are y'all getting what I'm putting down? I literally went in a different direction, decided to build a brand new audience, put myself out there, get a feel for what the market wanted, didn't have an offer. I get an opportunity to get on the phone with someone and they want to work with me and I have nothing to sell them. And I'm like, okay, let me develop these 2 packages. So I developed these 2 packages. And when I developed these 2 packages, she decided that she wanted to do part of a package. She wanted to do part of the $10,000 package. I think for like $1,000. So it was like $900 and something. And during that time, it was life-changing for me. To go from people barely want to pay my $100, $150 photo shoots, $100 logos, to somebody giving me $1,000. That was life-changing for me. For that lady to see the value in me. And she wasn't even in this country. She lived in Singapore, by the way. My very first client was an international client. Peep that. Here I am trying to get out of my zip code and God put me in a whole nother country. Are y'all getting this? Just put yes in the chat. I want to make sure y'all following along, right? If you're getting this, just put yes in the chat. So as we're going through this and I presented to her, and we did like a little starter package based off the $10,000 package. She paid me $1,000. And guess what? My card note was due in a few days. Okay. Literally my card note was due in a few days. That $1,000 changed my life because it did a few things for me. 1, it showed me that people will give me money. Number 2, I was more valuable than $100. 3, that what I showcased and presented up to this point was good enough for someone to work with me. And so this was life-changing for me. And I just couldn't believe it. I was so excited about this $1,000. I'm like, man, like this is it, right? And so I get the $1,000, and within 60 days, I made $20,000 online of doing what I just told you. Getting on the call. By this time, after her, I had offers now. I had 2 offers, the $5,000 and the $10,000 package. I can now get on these calls, and at the conclusion, if somebody, I was so afraid to sell these packages because I'm like, okay, one person bought, but will more people bought? So on these calls, I didn't even make a hard pitch. On these calls, I wasn't hard pitching. I would get to the end of the call, and I'm like, if they don't ask how to work with me, I ain't gonna tell them about these packages. How many of y'all did that before? How many of y'all have done that before? You get to the end of the call and you like, well, if they don't say they need some help, I ain't even gonna tell them what I got, right? And so, but even with me not even being hard, like super salesy or hard salesy or like trying to sell people like that, I ended up making $20,000. Now, mind you, that year, the year prior, I had only made like $20,000 or $25,000. So I made what I made the entire previous year in 60 days. Changed my life. And I went on to launch, which moves me to our conversation today. Now, after doing 79 launches, we're working on our 80th launch currently. But after doing 79 launches, there are 4 things that get people stuck when it's time to launch. If you are ready for the 4 things, put yes in the chat. I already gave you some of the tips and some of the hints, but I'm going to give you the 4 things. All right. So number one, launch offer. When people are thinking about launching, okay, when they're thinking about launching, they do not have offers. How do I know? I did it. That was me. Like, that was me. I just told you when I first came online, I'm out here marketing. Hey, come and watch my free video. I'm excited. I'm marketing. And soon as somebody asks me, how can they give me money? I don't got no offer. Oh, shit. It's like, oh, shit moment. Like, oh, shit. Like, I ain't got nothing to sell these people. Okay? Now, for some of you, you're past that phase. You have something to sell. And maybe your offer need to be optimized to be launched. But for the most part, at the time, I didn't have an offer at all. And so when I'm working with my clients and when I'm working with people, the first thing that I see that comes up time and time again is that people do not have really good launch offers. And I'm not talking about like some whack. Like, you know, I'm not going to get into what's whack and what's not whack. But what I will say is people be like, yeah, I launched. And I'm like, what you selling? And then they tell me what they selling. I'll be like, okay, I can see why I didn't do good. You have to master your offers. Period. Let me tell you why. For all of you who think they're like, oh, I'm good. And I'm especially talking to those people who are in a market that's saturated. If you are in a saturated market, put me in the chat. If you sell something that pretty much a lot of other people sell. If you are a coach, you are in a competitive market. If you are in the beauty space, you are in a competitive market. If you sell content services, you are in a competitive market. If you teach people how to do AI, you are in a competitive market. If you are into fashion, you are in a competitive market. If you are in fitness, you are in a competitive market. So whatever you have, just know there's millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of other people who sell your thing. And let me give you a hard truth, because a lot of people don't want to hear this. There's somebody out there doing it better than you. So yeah, you can have an offer, but is it good? Is it uncloned? Is it different? Is it, oh my God, let me pull my credit card out and throw it. Like, is it that good? Now I need that pen. I got a pen. I think I'm good. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, is your offer that good? Like, when I see it, I'm like, ooh, I need to give you my money today, right? And on top of it being good and being uncloned and being different, are you presenting it in a way that show people that you're the obvious choice? Around these parts, we talk a lot about becoming the obvious choice. And to become the obvious choice, you have to challenge the norms. And so if you say that you are a fitness coach and you market yourself just like all the other fitness coach, you have the same packages as other fitness coaches, you talk about your services just like other fitness coaches, you present your services just like other fitness coaches, then why should I give you the money? Then it becomes a price war. It becomes like, well, this fitness person said that they'll work with me for $500, but you asking for $2,000 a month. What's the difference? If you $2,000 a month and you're marketing just like the $500 a month and the $99 a month and the $299 a month personal trainer, why should I give you the $2,000? If this is making sense, just put yes in the chat. See, my brand, UnCloned, is about teaching entrepreneurs how to build uncloned brands, how to become the obvious choice of their industry. And you know what's required to be the obvious choice? You know what's required to be the obvious choice. To be the obvious choice, you have to operate from a place of excellence. Why? Because everybody else is operating like it's $5. Okay? It's like, do I really got to make a pretty website? Hell yeah. Do I really have to, make sure that when people discover my page that it looks good? Hell yeah. Do I really got to do this video thing? Hell yeah. Because for everything you're not willing to do, there's somebody out there that's willing to do it. So this is something that me and my friends talk about all the time, because just as much as I teach my clients how to develop uncloned offers, I engage in buying offers. And as someone who buys offers all the time, some of you all are overpriced for trash. I'm not saying you trash. I'm just saying the offer is trash. Okay? Because there's been times where I reach out to people and I be like, hey, tell me a little bit more about your services, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, yeah, I charge $10K a month and, my $10,000 a month retainer is X, Y, Z and da-da-da, but you missing deadlines. You don't want to have meetings. You all on Instagram and you ain't answer my goddamn email. Oh, too soon? Too soon, y'all? Too soon? Too soon? So when we talk about becoming, like making these uncloned offer, not only does it need to be fire in what it is and what I'm getting, but it also needs to be presented in a way that's world class. It needs to be price appropriate to your expertise. And you need to have a really awesome way of taking me through the buying process. I want to tell you a story about a time I spent $5,000 on photos and never talked to the photographer. Let me tell you about it real quick. So it was around the time that we produced the planners, and we were going to go out of town and do a product photo shoot in Texas, in Austin, Texas. There's a company called Soona, Soona. Now, as a professional photographer, I have plenty of experience with working with photographers, okay? And so as someone who needed product photography, I never had to like get product photography. So one of my friends told me like, hey, go and check out Soona. I go to Soona's website and it's brain dead simple. You go to the site, it's like, hey, what type of photos do you need? What type of vibe you need? What kind of color you need? Do you need a hand model? Great. Do you want the hand model to have nail polish? Do you want, how many photos do you want? What background colors you want? I literally didn't have to think. All I was doing is just clicking, buying. I didn't even talk to nobody in the chat. I never even looked at the help docs. I literally just went to the site, went through their sales process, never talked to a person, and I spent $5,000 with these people. Y'all, let me see if I can find this. I told y'all I like to show the proof. The proof is in the showing, not the talking. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can look at my receipts. Boom, boom, boom. Account settings, bookings. Let's see. My photo shoot. Pro services. Where's my receipt? Where is it at? My invoices. Where they at? Here we go. Billing history. Look at all this money. Oh, shit, I spent way more than $5,000. Check this out. Y'all see this? $297, $39.39. Did I tell y'all I was just clicking shit? $4,000 because I had got all the photos. Another $99 and another $687. And then if you look at my bookings, we got the UnCloned planners. And if we click on all the photos, these are all the photos that I paid for. Look at that. Ain't they gorgeous? Oh, it's bringing back memories. Oh. Anyway. So, nevertheless, okay, I never talked to a person. It was the most seamless process I ever did. It's called Soona, SOONA.com. All right. Why am I telling you this? Before you go out and launch, okay? Before you go out and launch, you need to nail your offer. And not just what you sell, but the actual sales process. Let me say that again. Not just what you sell, but the actual sales process. If I was to pick any one of you all and buy your product or service, would I have a seamless process from purchase to receiving the thing? Just put yes or no in the chat. Be honest. This ain't the time to front and flodge and fake and funk, right? Like, it's time to be honest. If I was to, because there was a time when, oh shit, I was supposed to send them a welcome email. Oh shit, it'd be nice if I sent them a welcome gift. Like, be honest. If I was to pick any one of you all, pick you and say, hey, I want to buy your product or service, would I have a seamless buying experience? Yes or no? Yes or no? So the reason that this is so important is because when you're talking about, I want to make $10,000, I want to have a $10,000 lunch and a $50,000 lunch and a such and such $1,000 lunch, it all boils down to your offer. It all boils down to how you're packaging your thing, right? So just keep in mind that, like, people are wanting to buy, but see, if you're not getting sales, it may not have nothing to do with you, how big of an audience you have, or what you sell. It may have everything to do with the fact that people are scared to buy. Let's be 100 with each other. I'm scared to buy. I've joined so many whack ass fucking programs that I could pull my hair out. Yes, I've been a part of some programs that have been awesome. But for the most part, I am sick and tired of buying from entrepreneurs who have no respect for their clients, who treat their clients like shit, who take their money and throw them in some raggedy ass program with an unbuilt Kajabi portal or an unbuilt back end, no worksheets, no IP, no courses, no audio, no video, no nothing. I'm sick of it. Shame on you if you charging an arm and a leg, giving a shitty experience. You know who you are. I don't have to say your name, right? Now, let's be clear. We all want to get to the bag. But honestly, at the rate that everybody is presenting their offer, at the rate that everybody is putting their stuff out there, you all are making it hard as hell to get paid. Because the people before you made it bad. And the person before that person made it bad. And the person before that person made it bad. So by the time they find a me or a dope you, people like, damn, I ain't got no money. I just gave Billy Bob $10K and oh shit, it went into the ether. Oh, I just gave such and such that money and it just, I don't know what the hell happened to it. So it's not that people don't want to spend the money, and it's not that people don't have the money. They're sick and tired of doing business with people who do not value excellence. So when I say, what is your offer? What is your launch offer? I'm not just talking about, oh, I got a $10 ebook I'm trying to sell. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I have an experience. When you buy from me, if you go to unclonedlaunchcircle.com and sign up for the Launch Circle, you're going to click a button. It's going to ask you for your information. You're going to put in your information. You're going to go to a thank you page. You're going to receive a welcome email. You're going to receive your login credentials. We're going to ship you your launch system in the mail. We have a process. We have a system because we want people to be edified and confirmed when they spend money with us. And if you join the mastermind, that's a whole nother type of experience. So let me be clear. 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 People want to buy from you, but you first have to create an experience that's reaffirming and not put people in the place of feeling like crap because they bought something that was shitty. I know this hurt a little bit. It may even sting a little bit. But there's a lot of people on this platform who will blow smoke up your ass and tell you that your bullshit is lollipops. And it's not. It's not. When I'm in the mastermind, I spend a lot of time editing. No, why did you say that? No, let's fix that. Okay, are you sure you're going to present that? No, is you said that's your vision? No, we need to rework that. No, oh, but you said you was going to do what? Like, no, we're not doing that. Like, my clients know I don't play that shit. If you're going to show me something, I need to know you put your best foot forward. And if you didn't put your best foot forward, don't even show me. That's how I roll over here. I'm not going to give you a pat on the back. Because one thing I know for sure, excellence rise, bullshit flopped. I don't know how I came up with that, but did a little something. So that's number one, your actual offer, right? Your launch offer. The next thing that I see people struggling with or don't know, right? I do not review websites outside of the mastermind. We do have a checklist in our shop called, we have a bundle of checklists called the UnCloned Ultimate Social Media and Website Bundle. If you sign up for that, it gives you a checklist for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, a service website, as well as an e-com website. It is the exact same checklist that I take my mastermind clients through. I just don't, if you're not a mastermind client, I don't review your, social media profile, your assets, so on and so forth, right? You have to be in the mastermind. But nevertheless, that checklist is in the shop if you're interested. You can go to uncloned.shop or audriarichmond.shop to get it. Okay, you can also get the books from there. So let me also say this too. Okay, let me also say this. The second thing that I see people struggle with big time is not being committed to a launch date. There's a section inside the planner. Okay? I mean, soon as you open it up, we say, I'm launching on what date and time, right? There's a little section that say, I'm launching on what date and time. Every time I ask somebody, when you launching, let me just say this. The number one post that my paid clients and non-paying clients avoid is picking a date on the calendar. For some reason, it is so hard for people to commit to the day that they're going to tell the world about their thing. What is that? Let me know in the chat. I genuinely want to know. What is your, like, if you are about to launch and you haven't chosen a launch date, tell me why. Why have you not chosen a launch date? What is it about opening up your calendar and saying, boom, I'm going to launch on this day? Let me know. Let's work through it. Fear, be avoiding that commitment. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. I commend you for that. Thank you for being honest. The pressure, fear makes it real scary to make that commitment. Never feel completely ready. You could probably gonna feel that for a long time. Fear of missing the deadline. At the current moment is trying to arrange it around the holidays. Fear of being overwhelmed. Don't believe in yourself. Should I launch it before or during or wait until after? Anxiety. A fear faced is a fear erased. What if I'm not truly ready? Not feeling ready. Launch won't be successful. Let me say this. All of those feelings are valuable. But let me ask you a question. What's more important? Your fear or your situation? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. What's your biggest, what is more important? Your situation or your fear? What's more important? For me, being broke was way worse than whether or not I was going to make these slides for that training I just showed you. Literally. What's more important? Your fear or your situation? I'm trying to help somebody, and let me say this. If you're not here to be helped, you can go. Let me just say that too. If you're not here to be helped, you can go. You know who you are. If you're just here judging, joking around, not serious, not being active, not engaging, you can go. You're just taking up space. Thank you to everybody who's sharing in the comments what it is for you. That's how I can help. Those are who I am here to help. So with that being said, right? So everybody agree my situation is worse than my thing. So let's make a commitment. Let's make a commitment. Put a launch date on your calendar within the next 30 days. Okay? Put a date on your calendar before the next 30 days. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. And after you've done it, just put done in the chat. After you've done it, put done in the chat. I want you to go find the nearest calendar, look at it, pick a date that you are going to launch. And you're going to be all in, and you're going to be serious about it. Go find a calendar right now, and when you're done, come back and say done. And if you bold, tell me the date. If you bold, tell me the date. We got November the 6th. What else? What date did y'all pick? Let me know. November 1st. Who else? Who else? Tell me in the chat. November 3rd. Who else? Come on. Come on. Come on. November 1st. Who else? No, ma'am. May 4th, 2024. No. No. Let me be clear. You can launch a live stream. It ain't got to be no whiz bang big 4-week launch. It can literally be a 3-day launch or 4-day launch. It do not have to be long at all. If you pick something beyond 30 days, Try again. Pick a new date. Pick a new date. If you pick something in 2024, I don't care if it's a relaunch. Even if you're going to launch a wait list. Even if you're going to launch an interest list. Even if you're going to launch a coming soon. Put something on the calendar. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing. Let me keep it 100 with y'all. I launched the UnCloned Launch Circle last year. I launched it last year. We had 200 and let me tell you. See, I'm the person who ain't gonna fly in front or try to make it seem like, what we got going on is bigger than what everybody else got going on. I wanna share a number with you. Give me 1 second. When we launched the Launch Circle, we had 315 people who enrolled into the Launch Circle from last year to now. Okay? So from last year to now, we had 315 people sign up for the Launch Circle. Can somebody guess how many members we have now? Just guess. We have 145 members. 145 members. Some of you all are thinking like, damn, what happened to all the people? Some people I looked up and they're not doing nothing. They still haven't launched. Some people were just joining to swipe to go reteach. Let me be clear. I'm at a point in my career where I don't want to work with people who don't believe. Fear is real. You can have fear. Anxiety is real. You can have anxiety. All of those things are real. I'm not going to take that away from you. But what I am sick of, and when I say, let me go all the way. Let me keep it one super 1000 with you. Y'all want to know why I haven't been live? Y'all want to know why I haven't been live? One of the reasons I haven't been live is because I've been praying to God that if I'm serving the right person, the right people. I know I'm in the right vehicle. I know I'm called to teach people marketing and launching and like all the things. But I've been praying to God to ask God, like, are you sure it's small business owners? Because I done wrote books. I done created planners. I done created courses. I have put on events. God, I'm really out here trying. I done put up damn near all my money into these planners. Like, I'm really trying to help the people. But I need to know, God, if this is it. So guess what I've been doing? I've been chilling. I've been serving the clients who are in the Launch Circle. I've been serving my mastermind clients. And I've been watching TV. Watching TV, praying, chilling, living my best life, doing all the things. The reason I have not been going live and and haven't launched as much this year is because I need to know if y'all serious. I need to know y'all serious because I know what it's like to go from having absolutely nothing to having something. Thank you to the person who just bought a book bundle. I know what it's like to go from having nothing to having something. And when I hear people tell me why they ain't doing something, I just wonder, how bad do you want it? Is it really not that bad for you? Because you cannot give up on your desires and your dreams and what you're called to do. So it ain't that I haven't been going live because I don't want to go live. I haven't been going live because I need to make sure that y'all the right people I'm supposed to be serving. I've been asking God for confirmation. God, is this it? Do I need to go into colleges? Do I need to go into schools? Do I need to go into corporate? Because for some people, that's the answer. I'm going to be honest with y'all. A lot of people are sick of small business owners because y'all are so fickle. You're so fickle. One day you want it, the next day you don't. One day you're all hyped up. Oh my God, I'm going to be awesome. I can't wait to do da 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 da. And then the next minute is like, oh, yikes. What you say I got to do? You say, I don't know how to do that, and I write a book. And you say, oh, I ain't got time to read the book. Well, clearly, your situation ain't that bad. Clearly, your situation ain't that bad. I need you to understand that there are a group of people who are called to serve you. But if you are allowing your ego, your feelings, your emotions determine your destiny, you will have nothing. You will have nothing. So I'm saying to you, from the deepest parts of my soul, from the deepest parts of my spirit, I don't give a damn if you don't work with me, but you need to find somebody who can guide you in the right direction so you can change your life. Period. I'm grossly undercharging for this launch circle. Grossly. And let me tell you this. I talked to someone, I talked to someone, hold on. You probably better serving to people who are established business owners who want to take it up a notch and not the elementary beginners. See, this is where I want to correct this statement here. Let me say this. That's exactly who I want to serve. Because at some point I didn't know what I was supposed to have. I didn't have contracts. I didn't have legal. I didn't have any of that. And when you look at the people who are quote unquote more established, they don't give a shit about the small business owner. For some reason, my friends been telling me, bro, you should work with, they literally said the exact thing you just said. You should work with a little bit more established entrepreneurs. You shouldn't be working with the newbies. You shouldn't be working with the people who just getting started. You shouldn't be working, and I get that all the time. And I have a high level program for people who are a little bit more established. That's my mastermind. But when I think about who I'm called to help, I really do feel like I'm here to help the small business owner who probably never experienced making 6 figures in a year, 7 figures in a year, 7 figures in their business. They haven't experienced having a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month, a $10,000 a month. I truly believe that that's who I'm here to serve. The evidence is not confirming as I would like for it to be, but that's why I'm in prayer. That's why I'm asking God, like, hey, God, is this who am I supposed to be serving? So you can grab my books at audriarichmond.shop, uncloned.shop, audriarichmond.shop, uncloned.shop. You can go to the link in my bio. There's a button that say buy Uncloned book bundle. But, you know, I truly believe I'm here to serve the people that nobody gives a shit about. If you were at my event, I literally had to pause and literally have a heart-to-heart moment with the people who bought a ticket to come in the room to just look at me. To look at me. If you're going to get my book, I would prefer for you to get it from my shop because I autograph it. You get to be a part of our ecosystem, so you can click on the link in my bio, or you can go to audriarichmond.shop. I just want you all to know that I could have quit this shit a long time ago, but I haven't. Because I haven't. My friend girl called me on Monday, which was yesterday, and she was like, hey girl, you know, let's, you know, I was like, girl, I just ain't been feeling it. I'm putting you in on the real. I'm like, I just ain't been feeling it. I'm trying to be clear if this is the direction I should be going. And I was telling her, I was like, she was like, we should go live. And I was like, cool, let's do a challenge. I'm going to go live every day. She was like, I'm going to go live. She was like, let's go live like 2 to 3 times this week. And then I was like, oh, no, let's go live every single day. She like, all right, bet. So I reset my intentions. I had to reset my mind and say, you know what? I'm gonna pour my heart and soul into anybody who gets on these live streams for the next few days. I'm gonna put my heart and soul into every single person who hops on this live stream, who asks the questions, who be an active participant and get what they need. That's who I'm literally going to go all in on, those people. I'm not thinking about the other people who see that I'm live and not jumping in. I'm going to focus on the people who are here, who are showing up for themselves. That's what I'm going to do. And so I need you all to know that this skill, yes, is advanced, but it's also life-changing. It can't be more advanced than being broke. Think about that. It can't be that. It can't be being broke. Can't be more advanced than sitting down and learning how to market your business. So just know that you are worthy of having all the clients you desire. You are worthy of having 6-figure months, 6-figure days, 7-figure months, 7-figure days. You are worthy of being featured all over the world, all over the globe. You are worthy. You are worthy. Whether you can join somebody's high ticket program, you are worthy. Whether you can join my membership or not, you are worthy. If this is all you can contribute, which is coming to this live stream and sucking up all the knowledge you can get, you are worthy. Period. Whew. So, launch offer, launch date. Y'all selected y'all dates. Great. Now I'm finna get into the next two. Now, this next one, y'all don't really struggle with. Y'all don't have no problem with this next one. Everybody know this next one. Everybody know this next one. We talked about launch offer. We talked about launch date. The next thing is launch revenue goal. Y'all don't have a problem with that. Watch this. How much money you want to make at your next launch? Y'all go ahead and let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. What's your launch revenue goal? Y'all ain't struggling. I've never asked anybody how much money they want to make and they struggle with it. Then you hear people say 10K, 50K, 100,000, 20,000, 25K, 20K. Like, people don't struggle with saying how much revenue they want to make. That ain't never been a problem. But what I will say is that the vehicle you choose to launch has a lot to do with your revenue goal. So if you say, hey, I want to make $100,000, your offer has to be congruent with the goal. Just put got it in the chat if you got it. If you say I want to make $100,000 with my launch, everything has to line up. Everything has to line up. See, I told you nobody struggles with that. Okay? The last thing, which is number 4, your launch style. Let me repeat what a launch style is for all of those who are like, oh, what are you talking about? What is a launch style? Let me tell you. So a launch styles are marketing events you use to attract leads and customers to your products or services. The launch style you choose will be determined by what? Your launch offer, your sales goal, aka revenue goal, and your audience size. That last part is so key. If you're saying you want to make $100,000, but you got 20 followers, it's not adding up. That's not to say that that's not possible, but you're going to have to build your audience up while you're in launch mode. Okay? You're going to have to build your audience up while you're in launch mode. So, let's go over the 4 things, and then I'm going to talk to you about the launch styles that we teach and what's coming soon. And then I'm going to offer you an opportunity to join us in the launch circle if you're interested, and then we'll do Q&A. Okay? So here are the 4 things before you launch. These are the things you need to know. Number 1 is your launch offer, your launch date, your launch revenue goal, and your launch style. Let me say it again, and I'm going to say it slow. Launch offer, launch date, launch revenue goal, and launch style. All right? Now, the launch styles that we teach inside the UnCloned Launch Circle, let me go over it. Okay? Let me go over that with you. Okay. So here are all the launch styles that we teach inside the launch circle. Okay? Y'all see this? One-on-one calls, live webinars, live challenges, live streaming, e-commerce sales event, automated webinar, audio series, video series, speaking launch style, live video tours, and social media and content. Guess what we got coming out this month? Guess what we got coming out this month? Online events. Guess what we got coming out next month? Offline events. And so on and so forth. So soon as you log in, soon as you sign up, if you're already an UnCloned Launch Circle member, pick your launch style and go launch. If you are not an UnCloned Launch Circle member, this is the part where you decide, which one of these launch styles do I want to choose to do my launch? So remember earlier when we just said, hey, what's your launch date? Oh, well, I'm going to launch on whatever date. Great. Now you got to pick which vehicle you're going to use to launch. Are you doing a one-on-one call? Are you going to do a webinar? Are you going to do a challenge? Are you going to live stream? Are you going to do e-commerce? Let me know in the chat. Are you going to do an automated webinar? Are you going to do audio series? Are you going to do a video series? Are you going to speak? Are you going to do a live video tour? Are you going to do social media and content? What are you going to do to launch your offer? Let me know in the chat. Which launch style are you going to choose for your launch? Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. All right? Now, if you don't know how to execute on those launch styles, this is where the launch circle come into play. Okay? This is where the launch circle come into play. So if you're like, hey, I want to do a live challenge, but I don't know how, join the launch circle. I want to do an automated webinar and you don't know how, join the launch circle. If you say, hey, I want to do a one-on-one call for my launch, join the launch circle. Whatever you chose, if you don't know how to execute on it, if you would like some support, if you would like to join us for tonight's Q&A call, go ahead and join us inside the UnCloned Launch Circle. If you are interested in joining the UnCloned Launch Circle, just type the keyword ULC in the chat and my little bot will send you the link to join us. Okay? I'll put that in there and we go from there. I believe I can pin this. All right? If you're interested in joining us, if you're not already in it, type ULC in the comments below and we'll send you a link on joining us inside the UnCloned Launch Circle. All right. So let's open up for Q&A. If you have any questions, now is the time to put your question in the Q&A box, or I'm going to try to catch them as they scroll. I highly recommend you put it in the Q&A situation here. But yeah. Okay. Welcome to our new UnCloned Launch Circle member. Someone just joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are shipping your launch system in the mail. Let me say this. If you just joined, make sure you get logged in, get inside the portal, and get ready for the call. We're going to send out an email at 6 o'clock with the link for the call tonight. So if you join the launch circle, you can come to our live Q&A call tonight. And congratulations to the person who just joined the UnCloned Launch Circle. All right. So let me know if you have any questions regarding any of the 4 things. If you have any questions around launching, now is the time to put it in the chat. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. Keep in mind that before you launch, these are the 4 things you want to master. You want to know your offer. You want to know what date you're going to be launching. You want to know your launch revenue goals, and you want to know which launch style. Which launch style are you going to choose based on your launch offer, based on your launch revenue goal, and based on your audience size. All right? All right, so let's start answering some questions. So the first question is, I'm a member, paid in full. What happens at the end of the year? Do I need to renew? Yes, ma'am. If you decide that you want to stay inside the launch circle, you don't have to do anything if you're on auto renewal. If you're not on auto renewal, our system will say you was canceled or something like that, and then you just renew. But you can definitely renew. You can renew annually again, or you can renew month to month. All right. If you want to switch from annual to month, then you can submit a support ticket to unclonesupport.com. All right. If you're like, hey, I want to do month to month, I don't necessarily want to do annual again, you can submit a support ticket and we can make sure that that's switched. So when when it's time for you to renew, you'll be good to go. Okay. Let's see. My offer is product placement in independent movies and videos. Tell me a little bit more about your business. So independent movies and video, what type of product do you have? Let me know in the comments. Also, the more details that you all give me, the easier it is for me to answer your question. So if you have a question, put it in the comment box. If you have a question, you can put it in the comments, but I'm going to try to catch it and read it. All right. So let me know in the chat what your question is, so on and so forth. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, we will call it a day. Okay. So comments, what type of product you have. Let me see something. Give me 1 second. Also, we are doing a Q&A tonight. So if you don't have any question now, you want to wait till tonight's call, you're more than welcome to do that. All right. Where is the Q&A box? It should be at the footer. If not, just put it in the chat. I have a grant writing business, but I don't know which launch style would be ready to be best to attract clients. I would do a webinar or a challenge. I would also do one-on-one calls, because the thing about grant writing, people need to kind of know why they need it, how they would use it. Some people are familiar with the grant writing process, so they'll just put, hey, I'm looking for a grant writer. They already kind of know what grant they want to apply for and get, so on and so forth. But then you have a whole group of people who are not even putting themselves out there to get grants, and they could totally utilize your service. So you could do one-on-one calls, you could do webinars, and you could also do one-on-one calls, webinars. You could also even do a challenge, because this is another thing. Once people actually go through your thing, they're gonna be like, oh shit, like I need you to do it for me. So when we talk about marketing, it's all about like educating and getting people excited. All right. Yes, it's open enrollment. You can join us inside the UnCloned Launch Circle by typing in ULC in the chat, and we'll send you a direct link, or you can head over to unclonedlaunchcircle.com. Let me answer this next question. I have too many ideas, but not just one to launch. Pick one and launch, and then pick the next one and launch that. Like you are not I'm not going to ever put a limit on you, right? Like I'm never going to say, oh, you're doing too much. Now I will tell you what it takes to be doing the most. And then you have to decide if you have the capacity and the bandwidth to do the most, right? Because like when people come to me, they're like, oh, I want to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And then when I give them the checklist, which will kind of look like this, they're like, you know what? Let me just, out of these 15 things, I want to do this one. So, so if you have multiple ideas, which idea can you get up running fast? Which idea will get you going quicker? Which one has the best revenue possibilities so you can fund the next thing. So that's kind of how you want to look at it. Let's see. Okay, I answered that question. I'm very interested in Launch Circle, but have travel obligations to the end of the year. Is Circle enrollment open at certain times? No, it's not open at certain times. Right now it's open. It's typically closed. But I'm trying to test out keeping it open, but I can't guarantee that it'll be open just all at any given time. So if you're interested in joining, I highly recommend just join, pick the training that you want to go with and then go from there. Or you can just wait till we have open enrollment again. But we're currently open currently. To get to the Q&A box tab, okay, somebody was giving instructions. Hit the right plus sign, y'all IG tucked it in there. Okay, great. Thank y'all for helping everybody. I'm launching a fitness app with a 21-day challenge. What would be the best type of launch other than social media? If you don't want to use social media, which one of these would I recommend? Are you open to, you don't want to be on any, is there any particular reason why you don't want to use social media at all? Also, do you have a big advertising budget? Because you can advertise to, you can advertise outside of social media. You still have to advertise through some type of online channel. So even if you don't want to use Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or any of those other platforms, you're still using somebody's blog, website, Google Ad Network, something. Your people are online. So I would be curious to know why you don't want to use social media at all. And you're actually on social media, so I'm curious to know that. Could a simpler buying process be considered uncloned, like your example of the photographer? Could a simpler buying process be considered? It depends. Yeah, you could. The cool thing about your business, y'all, you can come up with whatever you want. Like the sky is the limit. You can come up with whatever you want. So if you decide that I want to onboard my clients by sending them a bottle of champagne. I'm not drinking champagne, by the way, y'all. I'm drinking water. But if you like, hey, I want to welcome my clients by sending them a bottle of champagne. I want to send them, a singergram, let somebody come and sing at their house, and I want to send them a welcome box. You do whatever you want. It's totally up to you, right? Like, reimagine your business. Reimagine the industry you're in. Reimagine some of the cool things that you could do to grow your business. So hopefully they answered your question. Which style do you recommend for clothing media? Social media didn't work for me before. It works. It's probably something you're doing incorrect. I know a lot of successful people who killing it utilizing social media. So I'm quite sure it's something that you're not doing correctly. Or you haven't built up a big enough audience to have traction and momentum for what it is that you have. I'm an independent filmmaker. I offer product placement like you see in products like Pepsi. So you're more so like a consultant. You would be launching your calls. You would be doing campaigns to get on the phone with people who can do product placement. So for you, you're more on the like LinkedIn side. That's all meeting based. You're having one-on-one meetings. You're taking people through a sales process and you're closing a deal. So you may not necessarily be doing, a challenge or anything like that. You may be really big on doing it. You probably could get away with doing events like private dinners or something private for decision makers, or doing some type of one-on-one calls. That's what I recommend. And I love the movies, by the way. I'm in the movies. I'm looking for small local bit. Oh yeah. In that case, you could totally use any of these launch styles, because I actually was trying to figure out, how do you get placement in the movies, and like, what's the price range? What does that cost? And is it effective? So you could have a whole webinar on, hey, a new place to advertise your business that you didn't think about, or an underutilized or untapped market for where you can advertise your business at a fraction of the cost, and it's highly effective. My thing is, everybody's talking about Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, like all the things, but I don't never hear nobody talk about advertising in the movies, or what is even the process, right? Like, what is the process? Okay. So I'm curious to know, like, what is even the process for even doing that? Can you celebrate us have evolved because of your great work? Can you celebrate us that have evolved because of your great work? Yes, we're actually putting an award system in place for those who are launching, but you all have to fill out the forms and let us know you're launching and how much money you've generated from that. I'm relaunching my signature program, Brokenness Unleashed, because when I tried the first time, my father passed, so now I'm going to do it. Which style is best? What is the price point of your program? Great live. Thank you. Love the advice. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, great. Okay, now let me look at these questions. Okay, so I answered that. Okay, so with the fitness app, okay? With the fitness app, if you are going to do that, any of these lunch styles will work. Except for, I wouldn't do one-on-ones because you're talking about an app and a challenge. So I would do any of these lunch styles. That's a one-to-many. We actually about to release online events and offline events inside the portal. So we're doing a 2-part series. So that's coming down the pipeline. But one of the things that's awesome with challenges, especially people who killing it, they are doing challenges. Like fitness people, there's a lot of dope fitness people who are killing it. I mean, killing it with challenges. So I would say I would kick off my lunch with a challenge. And part of the sales process that I take people through is that they must download the app and tell them that they need the guide, that they have to purchase the guide to participate to get the best out of the experience. But you can integrate that through the challenge, through your upsell process, so on and so forth. Okay, so answered that. Okay, cool, great, thank you. Okay, great. Let me see what else. I have a membership oriented nonprofit. I'm not sure the best way to recruit new members. The first way that we launched our we launched the UnCloned Launch Circle with a video series, and it did great. Then we relaunched again with a challenge. It did great. So any of these launch styles, except for anything that's one-on-one, and we only have one launch style that's one-on-one, but majority of these launch styles are one-to-many. And this the other thing, you all. If everybody is doing challenges, do a webinar. If everybody's doing webinars and challenges, do an event. If everybody's doing an event, if you ain't got time and you're a busy person, try an automated webinar. That's why we put all of these lunch styles in here. I don't want to pigeonhole you into one particular lunch style. Each person is going to be different. Everybody's tech skill is different. Everybody has a different type of audience. Everybody have different revenue goals. Everybody have different audience sizes. So it just depends. That's why if you all join the lunch circle, I can answer your question and go a little bit deeper. Because right now I'm kind of getting like surface nuggets. And it's not as detailed as I need to get to make the best recommendation. So my recommendations currently is just kind of high level. But if I learn more about you, your brand, what you're doing and what you're working on, then I can support you in that capacity. All right. Okay. Your program is $3,000. I've sold a $5,000 program using a challenge. I've also sold a $5,000 program doing a webinar that was live and or pre-recorded. I've also sold a high ticket program doing a video series. So any of those would work great for your coaching program. All right. So let me look at the rest of these questions. Let's see. What is the best launch offer if your business is product based? T-shirts to be exact. The sky is the limit if you sell t-shirts. We have a launch style called e-commerce sales event. I have a client who did $55,000 with a new product launch. So using the e-commerce sales event strategy. We also have an e-commerce lookbook that's inside of here where I walk through some of the top brands that people have done. That's pretty dope. So every single launch style comes with a strategy training. Some of them come with a backstage pass, a tech guide, event, a checklist, and a lookbook. So just keep in mind that, these things are already available to you. So if you sell a physical product, the e-commerce will work. But this is another thing. And this is where I feel like a lot of people just don't get creative. If my primary business was product based, I would literally try all of these different other strategies. Who said you can't do a webinar and sell t-shirts? Everybody, if you are selling t-shirts, you should be operating it like a brand. What's the movement behind the brand? What's the mission behind the brand? Why should I care about this t-shirt? Why do I need to rock this t-shirt? Sometimes we say, I'm a brand, buy my t-shirt. I'm a brand, buy my t-shirt, I'm a brand. And then I look you up, you're a brand, but don't nobody even know who the hell you are because you're not marketing it. You're not giving it value. You're not talking about it in a way that's compelling, that makes people interested. So when we look at these different lunch styles, I would pick a lunch style that's congruent to, which one of these lunch styles would allow me to introduce myself as a designer of these t-shirts and talk about these t-shirts. Like, you don't have to go shop. Everybody don't have to go and build out a shop and drive traffic to a shop and hope and pray that people buy your t-shirts. You can activate in other creative ways that's not just getting everybody to run to your e-commerce store, right? Because if you say I sell t-shirts, okay, you know how many people sell t-shirts? Walmart sell t-shirts. Target sells t-shirts. Boo Boo and Bobo sell t-shirts. Like, why should I buy your t-shirt? What's unique about your t-shirts? All the t-shirt brands who are killing it, they stand for something. They actually have a brand. They have branding style guys. They do events. They do activations. They engage their audience. It's not just coming by my t-shirt. So you have to take that t-shirt and give it 10 times more meaning than what you're currently giving it. Okay? So hopefully that answered your question. If you're interested in joining us inside the UnCloned Launch Circle, you can type ULC in the chat and our little bot will send you a link to join us directly inside of the UnCloned Launch Circle. All right. What'd you say? Yeah, I'm trying to get through the questions because I have to get off here and get ready for the call tonight. I just started a Facebook group with my target audience. My lunch style will be live streaming the next week or two, but I want to grow the group as I start live streaming. I started sharing the group and invited people in my target women plus. Have you thought about just having the group and like engaging with those people that's in the group, and maybe outside of the group do like a webinar or something that kind of tie in your topic? That way you have an opportunity to attract brand new people who don't know who you are, and then you have this community component where you're going live and you're engaging with people. This is one of the things that people forget with live streaming. You have to treat live streaming like an event. What day, what time, what you're talking about, why should I be there? It's no different than if you was doing a webinar, a challenge, or any of that. So I would highly recommend that you can do strategies to get people in the Facebook group, but people are sick of Facebook group. I was looking at my data from yesterday because we have it set up when people watch the replay. It sends them a message and it says, hey, if you're, thanks so much for watching the replay. Click here to join our email list, SMS list, and Facebook. Facebook group got the least clicks. So are Facebook groups cool? Yes. They're high maintenance. You got to stay in there and keep it engaged and get people excited and keep them motivated and inspired. But do not miss out on diversifying where you have your Facebook group and you're going live and then do a webinar to kind of, right before your cart is about to close, where you bring these people together and do a webinar with them. So if you're already going to go live inside this Facebook group, you already have this cadence going with that. So hopefully they answered your question. And if not, make sure you come to the Q&A call tonight because I know you are in the lunch circle. How do you find your target audience? You can run ads. You can reach out to people who have your audience on their Instagram profile and see if you can partner with them or collaborate with them. You got to know your product, and you got to know your product like the back of your hand. And once you understand your product or service, matter of fact, watch the live stream that I did yesterday. I did a live stream yesterday around how to target, how to get more traffic on your Instagram profile based on this new feature that just came out. So I want you to check that out when you get a chance because it'll give you way more clarity around the target audience. All right. I'm going to answer one more question and then I have to go. All right. I help braiders build confidence in their lane through self-awareness, creativity, and content creation. I have 25 years of experience, but starting from scratch on social media, need to build my audience. What's your question? Okay. What's your question? All right, y'all. So I have to go. Let me go adjust my budget to get in the circle. Come on in. We here. We ready to serve. All right. So thank you all so much for tuning in to this live stream. I have to go so I can get prepared for the Q&A call tonight. If you are joining us inside the UnCloned Launch Circle, we would love to support you. If you don't see a reason to join us today, maybe you reconsider in the future. Until next time, y'all, let's go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Bye, y'all.